Boom, baby! Ha! Boom, baby!
Hi, Jake.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. I was still waiting for other people to show up.
Oh yeah, who are we anticipating?
Oh, Emily Kruger, Philip Morgan, Abomination AJ, King 13 King style.
My God, that's a people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh. And including casual reviewer. Yeah. Ah. Hi, Dragon Master. Thanks for
What's
coming.
up?
Hey, howdy, all.
Hi. Yep. Tonight, as promised, let's talk about Emperor's New Groove, the movie that came out in December of 2000. Set in Peru, centers around a young emperor who was spoiled in his role as emperor and in his youth. Too spoiled that he was kind of blew some people off, including his own royal advisor, named Isma. You remember her?
I remember, man, Eartha Kitt. Of the things that I've come on here to talk to you about, this is the only movie that I didn't feel like I needed to rewatch because
Hi,
it
Emily.
was permanently. Oh, hey, Emily.
Hey, Emily.
Hi, everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's seared into my gray matter, dude. I pretty much remember every stick of dialogue.
This movie's great.
Yeah, I must have watched this like 1,000 times as a child.
Yeah. I watched this dozens of times when I was young as well.
Same.
Kind of reminds you how good it was back then.
Yeah, dude, the world was a nice, simple place.
I love 2D Disney animated films.
Yep. Animation was great too.
Plus, I love the silliness in this film.
Yeah, pretty much like always like Patrick Warburton. This is probably like the first thing I ever watched where it was like I recognize the voice kind of thing. Because he has like the real distinctive type of voice. And, like I can remember like hanging out with my cousin and like we'd have this movie on and we would be like emulating stuff that he would say in this movie. Like even to this day.
Yep. Yeah, Cusco was the comedy was quite something else too back then. It was the first step in Disney going in a different direction with the humor and stuff. It kind of may not have made it double its budget back, but it was still a great film.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the
Dude,
sequences.
did this movie get like a wide theatrical release or was it just like a straight to the VHS type thing?
Yeah. Well, it got a theatrical release. I saw it in movie theaters. I just need to check. Yeah, I gotta check the theatrical release. Yeah.
I only remember watching it at home.
Yeah, came out in December of 2000, the 15th to be exact.
I remember having to rewind the button on the VHS player to watch this film.
Yeah. Like rewinding the little section where like Croc is like trying to smuggle Cusco out of the city and he's like making his own theme music. I do that all the time.
Drunk. Yeah, voiced by Patrick Warburton, who also later filled in for Tim Allen as the voice of Buzz in the animated spin-off series.
Oh.
Yeah, it's what got me introduced to Patrick Warburton as well.
This is actually the movie that introduced me to who Patrick Warburton was with the iconic voice.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the first thing I probably ever listened to him in.
Yeah, 100% iconic, Emily. More iconic than you would ever realize. And he was also the voice of the sheriff from Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
And Joe Swanson from Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah, he was popular in a lot of stuff, including Kim Possible. And a lot.
Hmm.
Kronk loved spinach puffs. Kronk is also known for many talents in the movies and in the franchise and in the series and the couple series spin-offs. Project.
I remember the Emperor's New School show on Toon Disney back when I was a kid. The
Yeah, I
sequel.
haven't seen it, but it was quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have cable when I was a kid. I would have loved to have seen that stuff. I've like seen no Disney television programming.
Yeah, dude, I miss Toon Disney.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great stuff on there.
It seems like it. Like I never saw like Impossible. I never saw what's like another big one, like the Proud Family, never seen that. Emperor's New School, a bunch of other things. Never seen it.
I
Hi,
remember-
13 King.
Hey
Hi,
guys, what's
Keith.
going on?
Hi.
How's it going?
Hey, what's up?
I
Did you
remember-
mention Brock Sampson from the Venture Brothers, because that's another example of
Oh,
Patrick
yeah.
Warburton.
Good call
and-
though.
I like how on Family Guy they made a reference to Patrick Warburton's Seinfeld character one time,
Yeah.
where he was one of the
He also
ex-boyfriends of
played
Wayne.
Buzz. He also played Buzz Lightyear in the Star Commander show.
I always like to think of that as the true Buzz Lightyear stuff that got Andy to like him instead of the Lightyear film.
Yeah, I like to
Mhm.
consider that more of a Lightyear series or movie than the actual movie itself, because that's not Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
definitive
hear you there.
Lightyear experience.
Yeah.
Also, you know what's cool about this is that, you know, originally this movie was going to be called Kingdom of the Sun, and they changed a lot of stuff in this movie, and it's technically a different movie in itself.
I've heard that somewhere before, man. Like a
Yeah, I watched
like a YouTube
Sting.
shorts kind
I
of
saw a
thing.
documentary about it. Sting's wife and himself were involved in it. It's hard to find online. You have to go digging for it. It's called the sweat box, because it's so hot in there, because they didn't really have an air conditioner, because it would probably damage the animation cells and stuff like that. So they had to limit that as possible. That's why it's called the sweat box.
Wow. Sweatbox. Huh?
Interesting.
Yep. That's why the title was chosen, and Sting did music, and Owen Wilson was going to be Cusco's sidekick. He was going to pretend to be him. It's going to be a Prince and a Plopper situation,
Oh.
and that they were going to switch sides. When Cusco turned into a llama, he had to pretend to be Cusco. And I saw the video of Owen Wilson recording his dialogue, and then, you know, they replaced him with oh my god,
David Spade.
no, not
James
da-
Arnold
not David,
Taylor?
no, David Spade was always going to be in the movie.
Oh,
Poncho,
Goodman.
John Goodman.
Yeah, John Goodman.
They replaced Owen Wilson with John Goodman's character with Poncho. They completely got rid of that idea, which is weird.
Yeah. 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 The scene, Pacho rescued the old man that Cusco had his guards throw out the window for ruining his groove.
I always feel bad for that guy.
Yeah. He was voiced by the famous John Fiedler, who was the voice of Piglet all the way up until his death 20 years ago.
Ah,
Yeah.
You know what's cool about this? I think like it's weird, like they made this movie, because I think at one point, Sergeant, Disney wasn't 100% sure after they scrapped Kingdom of the Sun and reworked it as The Emperor's New Groove, if they were going to
Oh.
release this in theaters or not. The They were considering just releasing it to direct to video or on the Disney Channel.
Oh,
And
you
then they
mean
were
you-
like, "No, we spend so much money, especially staying in Eartha Kitt, and we got David Spade and John Goodman. No, we're putting this in theaters."
They did the Hocus Pocus thing.
Yeah, they're like, "We spend too much money on this. We can't put this to direct to video or on Disney Channel. We have to put this in theaters."
wow. Still was pretty good. Unlike,
was.
yeah, yeah. But you make a good point too. I mean, it explains why some folks who were actually critics didn't seem to feel the. Well, it would explain the box office. I can tell you that.
Well,
Why why it was only 3/4 close to making double its budget back.
and supposedly they rushed the film, sort of. They rushed the animation process a little bit because they had also another reason why they had to keep this going was because of the McDonald's deal that they had for the toys. So two reasons: because they spent too much money for the actors, and because of the McDonald's contract, they had to put this in theaters. So they rushed it. They couldn't move the McDonald's deal, so it could have made more money, but it didn't because of that.
Huh.
Not very ideal circumstances, to be honest.
Yeah, but at least it featured some originality to help keep people interested, such as such as laying each other's backs on one another and climbing up the facade of a ravine.
Teamwork.
Yeah, that's the thing. They didn't trust each other at first, or more so, Cusco didn't trust Pacho at first.
Yeah.
So the whole this was them building their relationship, and I liked
Exactly.
it.
Yeah. But speaking of, but first, let's see if they were. Let's take a look at. You did mention something about McDonald's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had a McDonald's deal.
Yeah, were these what you were referring to?
Yes,
Oh, access denied. Darn.
when they were originally known as Kingdom of the Sun or whatever project name after would eventually become the Emperor's New Groove, they had the deal still in place for the McDonald's toys.
Ah,
Interesting.
Nice.
So
Here
they
it is.
couldn't just say, "Oh no, let's switch the date." It's the same thing with Captain America Brave New World. They couldn't move the date. No, actually no. They didn't. They actually screwed over the deal. So McDonald's just released the toys anyway.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've seen the. Yeah, I saw them last year back in the summer. Even
Yes.
featured Rosa. It also featured what Rosa Salazar's Diamondback would have looked like if they had it released then.
Yeah, so that all these contracts are in place, so that's why like Disney has to do certain things, and if they don't, you get a Captain America situation, but you also get a the Emperor's New Groove situation where you rush the animation, which isn't good. You don't
Yeah,
want to do that.
yeah. I've noticed from the acting sequences, from the characters and stuff.
Dude, I do not remember these toys at all.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Neither do I.
Also, originally Yzma in the story of Kingdom of the Sun, her ideals was that she wanted to be immortal. It wasn't just her being the ruler of the kingdom, right? She wanted to get her youth back, and by doing so, she had to find a way to cover the sun, to destroy the sun's energy for her to be young again.
Huh. And yeah, that does explain things to why she looks super old in this animated movie.
I would have reworked it that she got young, but you know how that is. Like, they didn't want to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, I noticed.
The pull the lever, crunk parts.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Pull the lever.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. This scene is so funny and iconic. When Krunk pulled the lever, he ended up pulling the wrong lever. Yeah, wrong lever. Yeah.
Yeah, so Yzma was going to have a bit larger role, like basically like not just taking over the kingdom. She wanted to get her youth back, and I think she does in the original draft of Kingdom of the Sun. So it would have been a more larger at stakes thing than it is in the final version. And this is just like Cusco has to get Yzma out of it so he can become human again and rule
That
the kingdom.
original idea sounds like more in the vein of Disney's storytelling than what we ended up here, because this kind of like strikes a different kind of comedic tone than a lot of other Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point where it's
Well,
like
it was supposed to be
you know what
more
the number one-
serious.
like the number one Google search I noticed when you type in Emperor's New Groove was this a Disney movie? Which leads me to believe lots of people were like, is this, that's the number one question, is it seems so much not like a Disney movie that it makes you wonder.
Yeah, it did at the time. It didn't really feel like it's you know what it kind of felt like? It felt like a DreamWorks movie pretending to be Disney, kind of like Shrek.
Yeah,
It
that's a
felt
good
like
way
that.
to put it.
Yeah, you make a good
It was
point.
basic. Like I don't know if that was done intentional. Like Disney said, "Oh, you can make fun of us by making doing the fairy tale stuff. So we'll out DreamWorks you with our Disney style, making fun of
this
ourselves."
Has like a more, it's like a more like sardonic kind of tone.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, Pacha in this movie is also the leader of his own village. Yeah. He also has a family, 2 kids, a wife who was about to have a third.
I don't like the kids. I've never liked the kids.
Yeah, they were a little. They were
Neither do I.
annoying. They were annoying.
Yeah, and a good example of how rushed things were with the movie and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they didn't really serve a plot point at all, other than they're the children of Pacho and his wife.
Yeah. Like
They
I think
didn't
okay, they hold up when Yzma like poses as Pacha's like distant relation. They like hold her up there while Cusco and Pacha get back to the city or whatever. That's pretty much the only thing that they do that I can remember like of consequence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Pacha's wife, Chica, she was voiced by the same actress that did the voice for that witch in the Owl House series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here's Chica. She was voiced by Wendy Malick.
Also, you want to know something? This movie is very historic, actually, for the
it is.
right reasons. You know why? Because she is the first Disney mother, right, to be pregnant on screen and to give birth to her child. Well, not obviously they're not going to show that, but to the aftermath of them showing the child.
Yeah.
That is the first time in an animated Disney movie that they showed that.
Oh yeah.
Neat.
Yep.
Pacha had it going on, man.
Also, the guy who did Lilo and Stitch, who created it, and he also did the voice. I think he did the voice. He was originally the creator of Kingdom of the Sun, aka the Emperor's New Groove. And he
Ah.
got
You can kind
fired.
of feel.
Go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say you can kind of feel like that Lilo and Stitch DNA is somewhere in this movie.
Yeah, a lot of action pack, a lot of energy. I do believe that. And then he got fired on his own project, according to the documentary of the Sweatbox. If you find that, he's like, "Wow, I'm so disappointed. I'm fired from my own project that I did."
Yeah. But take a look. Cusco in this scene kind of poses like he's part of some unfinished sculpture of sorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was the part where Pacha was trying to tell him that he had just got himself turned into a llama. Yeah. And of course, Cusco blames him for it all because of Pacha disapproving of his plan to having his own house torn down and replaced with a luxurious mansion or some kind of a palace on top.
Basically, a
Cusco
Disney
Town.
World / palace. Yeah, that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
With a water slide.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, he did emphasize it. You can't do that. Yeah, you're right. I need a water slide in it. No, you can't do that. that's my home, Cusco.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the emperor, so I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, but he learned his lesson after he got turned into a llama by Yzma.
You know, I think in the original version of Kingdom of the Sun, when he got turned into a llama, I don't know at first if he just was just a normal llama or he was slowly able to talk.
Huh.
I think it was the latter, because how was he able to have that llama herder that was Owen Wilson to pretend to be him?
Oh, that makes
For
sense.
for storyline purposes, it wouldn't make sense. So he started to talk like a human slowly, and he kept it secret between certain characters. So that's probably how he was able to not be detected at all. And also, there was a female love interest in that version that basically became that girl in the Emperor's New School. I like to think she's a prototype version of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
her name? I forgot. It's they're all connected because it's in the same universe, and also
She was voiced by Jessica DeSico.
was that TV show supposed to be a prequel to The Emperor's New Groove, or was it a sequel to it, or
I
Crunk's
think
New
it was
Groove?
like a sequel because he was staying with Pancho and his family.
Oh yeah, and the baby was born. I'm just like, so yeah, it's not a prequel, because if it was a prequel, not one of the children would have to not be born yet.
Malina.
Yeah,
Molly
Melina.
Mo-
Yes, so, yeah, Melina was her name, but I don't know what her name was in the original Kingdom of the Sun. But I'd like to think she was a prototype of that girl that he liked in the when that llama herder was still in the original story,
Hmm.
and she was in that story, and then they got rid of both of them.
Yeah. And waited till after to actually pull it off.
Also, I don't even think Krunk was even in the Kingdom of the Sun or the earliest draft of what would become the Emperor's New Groove. He was a last minute add-on.
Huh. Really?
Dude,
Yeah, and I
Croc
don't
is
think
like
Pat-
the best part of the movie.
Yeah, so he was the last minute put in the movie, and they just put him in because I guess they needed a comedic foil for Yzma, because Yzma, you can't make her a joke throughout the whole thing.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I bet you that was the original idea. Let's make Yzma a comedic villain. It's like, that's not going to work for her.
Yeah. And like Yzma is kind of funny, but like Croc is the thing.
She's
that's the
funny
thing
and
that's
oh,
like,
you threw pie in her face. Haha, let's point and laugh at her.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. She has to be like they're on the receiving end. Right.
Yeah, but her her doing the comedic jokes and the quips, that wouldn't
Yeah,
be
it don't
funny.
really land. Right.
Her slipping on like a banana peel and then falling into a river afterwards. Yeah, that's funny. That's something that you expect for Yzma, but her doing the jokes, no, absolutely not.
Plus,
Yeah,
like Croc isn't really like evil. He's just stupid.
Yeah.
Well, I like to think of this in like real life, right? In real life, when people work with bad people, knowing that, right, they have a family or they're not in the best financial straits, right? They need, as good, decent money to get off on their feet.
Yeah. Like
And I
he's just
see
trying
Crunk
to be
as-
like a good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the best he can. He knows it's to a degree it's bad, but it's like, well, what choice does he have? He's just he is literally like a lower class person in this society. He's like, I need to get better. And that,
even
and I
like
see
there in that
Mhm.
picture, it's like he's wrestling with his conscience.
because remember, if you paid attention, right, like he was happy that Cusco didn't die. He was like, oh my god, yes, he's alive. Oh no, Yzma's gonna get mad at me.
Right.
He's just like, so there is good in him in this movie, and then in
For
the
sure.
sequel, and then in the school TV show, like it shows a little bit in here
Yeah.
that he has morals to a degree.
You know what's stupid really isn't even a fair characterization. He's just like aloof and more closer to like an innocence or purity of heart.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too.
And that's what's good about Krunk, you know, like he doesn't really want to be bad, but he's like, what choice do I have? And you know, I don't want anything bad to happen to Cusco, but Yzma is
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
probably treat me worse if I don't
Right. He's
get
like
rid of
trying to,
him.
yeah, like you said, he's like trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Caught between a hard and a rock and a hard place.
Because
Right, that's
I
exactly.
like to I would like to think the theory is that, you know, the reason why Cusco didn't get the poison, instead got turned into a llama, because I think Krunk did that on purpose.
Yeah.
I want to believe that, even though it's for laughs in the movie and he made a stupid mistake. I think he knew.
Mhm.
And then when Yzma realized, like, what the hell is going on, grabs the tray, knocks him out, and it's like, well, I gotta throw him out.
Krunk even goes like, "Oh yeah, Cusco's poison. The poison for Cusco. The poison specifically chosen for Cusco. Cusco's poison."
Because I don't really think he wanted Cusco to die anyway, so I think he purposely gave him the llama potion.
That's
Look,
a good
he's
fan
clumsy.
theory.
He's clumsy, but he ain't that clumsy, man. He's
Yeah.
not.
He saw
Yeah.
the similar shapes and he was like, "Oh, I got an idea."
Yeah, that too. Yep, something like that. Yeah,
In a way, I'm glad that Patrick Warburton got the gig, you know, because this character, I don't know who would voice Krunk.
That's a good point. I
Like,
don't know who.
who would you think? Like, what? You get another comedian or another voice actor that. I mean, the only other person I can think of, maybe Jim Cummings, maybe.
I was
Well,
thinking,
or maybe Phil Wade, or maybe Dan Castellaneta, or perhaps Hank Azaria, or someone who would actually fit the character. On
Yeah,
his
maybe
physiology.
maybe Dan Castellaneta, the guy who voiced Homer Simpson. Yeah, I think that could work.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Harry Shearer, the guy who played, Principal Skinner and Mr.
characters.
Burns.
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Anyway, soon as
I was
Cusco,
thinking, John H. Benjamin.
soon as Cusco goes into the jungle trying to find his way back, he ends up running into a pack of jaguars, who were woken not just by him, but by a squirrel that he was being a bully to. Yeah,
You know, it
And
makes me wonder if that's a reference to the end of The Lion King where Scar gets killed by the hyenas.
oh yeah,
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it kind of seems like it's an Easter egg or a reference to The Lion King at the end.
yeah,
Because they were gonna maul him to death. They were going to maul Cusco to death if it wasn't for Pancho.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yep. Gotta give credit to Pacha too. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, you know what's cool about this movie is that technically it has a lot of unreleased music tracks.
Wow. Really?
I mean, it's cool, but also not cool because the only song that got released from the Kingdom of the Sun sessions was Yzma's villain theme that Eartha Kitt sang it because she was a professional singer too.
Huh. Really?
So that's why, like, if you look for the album and you look for Yzma's song or whatever, or Eartha Kitt singing it, you wonder, like, wait, why was this not in the movie? And it wasn't in the movie ever, not even the credits. In the ending credits, it's simply because that was left over from Kingdom of the Sun. They said, well, we might as well, give a royalty check to Eartha Kitt as well. So let's put it in there.
The
But there's
only
a bunch of
non-scored
songs.
song I can even think of is the Cusco song.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Cusco
It's just
still
a
has
shame
it.
that a lot of the songs like that, because I saw the documentary and Sting was singing songs. He was talking about like the land and how beautiful it was based off the Incas and stuff. Like he tried to do that, and
He never had
unfortunately,
the money
because
for it.
they reworked the movie, he had to. Well, yeah, he didn't have the budget for it too, but he also had to scrap it because he had to go to a new direction with the Emperor's New Groove,
Yeah.
and
You
he was
imagine,
upset
like, the money
too
spent
when
on
he
like
found out.
Sting in a studio recording like for a movie that had to cost a fortune, dude.
Yeah.
I think he did it in
Yeah.
his own house or something, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he did it at exactly on Disney property.
Yeah. And I believe this is when that the company started having so many cooks in the kitchen, or was there another before it? 'Cause don't get me
There
wrong.
were these two guys. I don't remember their names, but you could tell they weren't like I don't want to be mean, but like it's the truth, right? The sky is blue, the sun is shining, right? The grass is green. They were morons. They literally fired the guy who eventually did Lilo and Stitch, so they could take it over and make it into. Look, I get it. You want to make it into a comedy, that's fine, but it's like you took somebody's vision away from them and you change it to make it seem fit for you. That's not cool at all.
Right.
Even though the movie ended up becoming a classic, like a cult classic in a way.
Yeah, it's the principle thing. Disney
It's
has
the
a
principal
reputation, man.
thing.
Yeah.
It just sucks that somebody like your dream. Imagine somebody like you create a passion project and you get fired from it, and somebody takes credit for your work if they slightly reworked it.
You know, even the last time I was here discussing the movie, The Black Cauldron, a very similar thing happened
Yep.
all those years
Yep.
earlier.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it
Link
did.
is right here, AJ. You're free to come aboard. Yeah. Here it is, AJ. You can hear me, right, AJ?
I'd like to think that somewhere in the Disney vault, even if it's not fully finished animation, that Kingdom of the Sun was completed to a degree. Because why would you have Owen Wilson record his dialogue if it wasn't finished, right?
True.
It doesn't-
Right. He had to be like have something for reference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if it's a storyboard or schematics, it's like you would think they must have finished it to a degree. They had to have finished it. I don't
How's it
believe
going,
that they
AJ?
never completed. Oh, hey AJ.
AJ.
Oh,
Hey, Jay.
What up?
Hi, thank you for coming. Yeah, I was worried you forgot, but we were also talking about what Emperor's New Groove was going to be right before the last minute changes at the studio.
Yeah, here I know nothing about this stuff.
Yeah, Eartha Kitt was always going to be involved in this project based on her being in the Sweatbox documentary and her singing the song with Sting, composing it. She was always going to be attached to this project, and David Spade. They were always going to be involved. And Owen Wilson was going to be involved, and he was basically going to be a lookalike to Cusco, and he was going to be a llama herder. And they were going to switch places.
Yeah,
And there was going to be a female love interest for Cusco that was an assistant llama herder herself,
Yeah, but
and
they-
who eventually became Melina in the Emperor's New School. I like to believe that they just recycled her character as a love interest for that show to make it up for that character of Cusco not having a love interest in the Krunk's New Groove and the Emperor's New Groove.
which is all right too, by the way.
Yeah, that was a decent sequel.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Anyway, what was your experience when you saw this movie, AJ?
My experience, I loved it. This is the what do they call this? The experimental era for Disney. I think David Spade was a wild choice, but John Goodman, of course,
Yeah, fit for putt.
I mean the story was cool. It was hilarious. It was weirdly hilarious.
Yep.
Yeah, this is one of the I'm not gonna say one of the best. I don't know. I love it. I would say it's underrated. I mean the iconic scene with the waterfall, Cusco just accepting death.
Yeah, the waterfall.
I remember that from the trailer.
Me too, Emily. Yeah.
He's like,
It was definitely from
we're
the
near a
trailer.
waterfall, yeah. Bring it on.
Yeah, I think the art for it, kind of like Mulan, was very Asian, Chinese inspired. Like this one is clearly, well, I don't know, Mayan, Mesoamerican. So to see a bunch of
Yeah.
that in the art, like
Yeah,
I was talking
Inca
about the
inspired. Yeah.
Inca, like I was talking about the was the Jaguars, the Black Jaguars. I think you could tell from like their art, like they had a certain. It's just certain line work on them that was very Incan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
think
Yeah, this is in South America. I'm assuming it's either Peru or Peru. I think it was the place that
Yes,
they based
Peru.
it off of was Peru, Inca inspired.
Definitely Peru.
Yeah.
I think isn't Cusco a city in Peru? I'm pretty sure.
Cusco Topia.
Yeah.
Right.
With a water slide.
Yeah. Instead, they get the waterfall. But not to worry, they do have the water slide at the end, which we will get to it later on. Anyway,
Man, the fourth wall breaks again. The comedy, man, like the kids. I saw something about Pacha's wife. I can't remember what her name was, but that was the first pregnant
yeah.
character on screen for Disney.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
the first one, and also the post, like the aftermath of her having the child. So like
Mhm.
that's a historic thing for two things. Like you never saw that in a Disney movie of
Mhm.
a pregnant
but
woman
also-
and her having the child and showing it. They never did that
That's where
before.
babies come from.
Yeah.
Because usually the characters are like teenagers, right, or in their 20s, and they're not. The mom's not having children, or they're dead, which
Mhm.
is a lot of Disney movies.
Yeah.
It's
Kids,
okay for the
you know how
mom
it
to
is.
be dead, but not okay for her to be pregnant.
Yeah, that's a weird thing that I never understood. That Disney
Yeah,
up until The Emperor's New Groove, I never understood that.
Same.
Also,
the only
doesn't
other
this,
pregnancy.
also
the only
AJ,
other pregnancy I can think of. My bad was
Go ahead.
Spirit. I remember. I know it's not Disney, but you see the baby with the little juice, the little fluid on Spirit, the horse style. The samurai.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah.
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 Oh yeah, it's okay, AJ. Doesn't this somebody said this earlier, if I'm not mistaken. It felt like was it you, Dragon, that said this, or Jake? That it felt like a DreamWorks movie in a way, and I see it.
Dragon
I
Master
kind of
said
see it. I kind of see it.
Yeah, that's why I said the Disney experimental era, like with Lilo and Stitch. It's like this is
It's almost like they were making fun of themselves because that's why like Shrek. Like to me, this was like their version of Shrek.
Yeah.
it was way more mature. I was saying the fourth wall breaks, the like Yzma, like, well, he ain't getting any better. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Isma. Definitely. Yep.
Also,
I think-
if you think about it, both Yzma and Emperor Farquaad, right? They were both royalty, right? They had blood of royalty. So them being the villain, it almost seemed like they were intentionally competing with Shrek.
Yeah.
I like to think that they purposely did that.
Yeah.
the
Well, that
same-
can't be a coincidence that like they're all in the same era. It's like it's
Yeah.
not just a cosmetic kind of connection because they're also funny in the same way. Like you were saying, like they need the foil, like someone around them to be funny for them to like. It has to happen to them. They slip
because-
on the banana peel.
Because Shrek and Yzma, they're straight. When it comes to comedy, they can't do the jokes. They have to be
Yeah.
a pie thrown at them, or they slip on the banana peel. They can't
Right.
tell the jokes.
Yeah.
They are the Walter Matthau to the Jack Lemmon.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. And Kronk started to annoy Yzma with his stupidity. He was able to answer her question that Cusco was not as dead as they hoped because he lost him at the market.
man, Kronk having the the angel and the devil on his shoulder.
Yeah. The angel and shoulder devils. Yeah, that scene with that was the funny one of the best scenes in the movie with Kronk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, AJ. At the last minute when they were making this movie, Krunk was a last minute add-in for obvious reasons because he was not in the Kingdom of the Sun version of the film. He was not in the.
What is
King-
Kingdom of the Sun?
Kingdom of the Sun was basically the original version of the Emperor's New Groove, or a rough draft of what eventually became the Emperor's New Groove.
Was that supposed to be like a more in line with Disney, like a serious?
Yes, it was going to be serious and dark, basically like Hercules.
Yeah.
And Aladdin and Mulan, all those things where it was like super serious. Obviously you had some soft moments here and there, but it was like a dark film. They changed it at the last minute, and the guy who was at the helm of this was the guy who created Lilo and Stitch, and they fired him, and these two guys replaced him. Yeah, I saw this in the documentary called the Sweatbox.
Was it Chris Sanders?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the name of the guy.
Yeah, and the reason why I know this is because years ago I saw I had to look, digging on the internet to find this, because Disney would always copyright strike people posting it on YouTube because they don't want people to see like the makings of, because it made them look bad.
Mm-hmm.
They literally worked in an area called the Sweatbox because they didn't want to put air conditioning that much inside of it because they were afraid that the animation cells and the artwork would be at damage. So the artist had to be in there all sweaty, so that's why it was called the Sweatbox.
All right, kind of off topic. I'm not familiar with some of y'all. King Style,
Yes.
Armor King was my fucking dude on Tekken, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I've got a stream about that next month. But thank you for bringing that up, AJ, because I might have you on for that as well.
Yeah, let's talk about Tekken next time.
Yeah, next month.
I just saw Armor King, bro. I got excited.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Anyway. Next, right after the waterfall. Oh, and the squirrel. Yeah. Can't
The
forget
crazy
the squirrel.
Also, is it weird
Yeah.
that the squirrel can kind of talk? Sort of.
Yeah.
No,
There's like a theory. There's like a theory, right? That the people who got turned into, these animals, like including Cusco, right? Remember one of the was it a bug or a spider? Please help me, help me. That was a human turned into an animal from the potion, just like Cusco. And
Wow.
the other person that I don't want to spoil, but basically all these creatures that kind of talk or kind of sound like that squirrel, they were once human.
Really?
it would make sense since Yzma had all of those potions. Like she had to have experimented or done something with them.
It's
Yeah.
true, man. Why even handle
It
the
makes it-
potions if you weren't going to use them?
It makes
Was
it
that
so
ever-
dark. It makes
But
it
at the
more
same-
darker in the film.
But at the same time, to be a fucking squirrel and to survive that long as a little rodent, and you were
Yeah.
just a human, that's
You can get used to anything, AJ.
I swear I never even.
Well, it's called survival, man. You gotta adapt.
man.
Right.
That's a squirrel though. Come on now, and you new to the squirrel game, like Cusco. That's different. Like you a llama, okay? Where there's that's a domestic creature. Somebody's gonna take care of you.
Yeah, but
I
the
never
squirrel,
knew-
right? When you're a squirrel, you're not going to be hunted by unless a wolf is super hungry. They're not going to go after you. So you're
Bro,
I'll
home
be
free.
looking for the birds,
This-
man.
This man dealing with birds. You got fucking spiders big enough to eat a squirrel.
Oh yeah.
Well,
In
well, yeah, if
Venezuela?
it's a giant spider like in South America, yeah, of course. But if it's
Yeah.
super tiny, no, he's fine.
This man had
Squirrel.
golden eagles. I'm sure South America got fish big enough to eat squirrels. Oh yeah, that's I
Yeah,
can
like-
be
Yeah.
On the other
Wow.
hand, dude, a South American squirrel might be more scrappy than what we're used to.
a piranha.
Yep. Most of them are, along with sharks, are native to Brazil's Amazon River. Yeah.
And then yes, like small jaguars, like smaller creatures. When they learn to hunt, they practice on little small creatures.
Yeah, that too.
The scorpion
Also-
part in this film scares me as somebody who
notice-
lives in Arizona.
Notice the
that's
squirrel popping the balloon, right?
Yeah.
Like, how would he know how to do that if he was a normal squirrel? You
How is
catch
he
my drift?
familiar with
Yeah.
man-made?
Using a needle, like using a needle to pop a balloon, like that's a human thing. That's why I'm like, no, this squirrel has to be human, or at one time was
And
human.
That's-
where
Yeah,
does a
that's-
squirrel get a balloon in ancient Peru?
Yes.
Yep. I'll be back. I just gotta take care of something quick.
That's hilarious. I accept that theory. I like that theory.
It has to be
That
because like,
theory's-
remember, like there was another. I don't remember the animal. I think it was like a bug or a cricket. Please
It
help
was.
me.
It was. Yeah.
That why would he be talking? Because that person was turned into that.
I'm still laughing at new to the squirrel game.
He is. Oh man. So you had the cow dude. I'm a cow. Can I go home?
I say this film is underrated. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's underrated. Like this
How
scene
about
right
that?
here. When she was like, what'd she say? Y'all came out in public or something like that, but just the humor around this.
Like this film, like this is the thing. If this movie, I am so glad this movie was made at the right time because I think a couple years later, this film would have never been made.
Yeah, they probably would have gave up on it, like instead of actually committing to this.
The only reason why Crunk's New Groove and The Emperor's New School exists because this movie was pre-made. They would have
Yeah.
never did anything with the Cusco thing. They would have just scrapped it.
They would have. There would have been no interest at all.
And the style of humor, they would have never used this. This felt more like basically like a tamer version of the Will Farley, David Spade movies, or like Rush
Yeah.
Hour or Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, it's like snarky, and it doesn't take itself seriously in the way that other Disney movies do. And like those movies have humor in them. Like you think about like Mulan, which is around the same time, a couple years before. It's not that kind of earnest type of movie, even though there's kind of heartfelt moments in this, but like it's just inherently different.
Yeah, like Cusco is not a typical villain, but he was like, yeah, I'm about to wipe out your people. Like when Pacha was going, the beginning was him pleading. Well, he didn't know. But yeah, he was like pleading for the whatever Cusco's the prince, the emperor.
Yeah, he
yes,
was
the
an
fucking
emperor,
title,
yeah.
and I didn't even know. Yeah, but it was like pleading with this dude to like leave our village alone, leave our people alone. He's like, nah, I don't care what happens to y'all. I'm going to build my dream home.
And
Like,
then still
dude-
plans to screw him over even after Pacha helps him.
Yep. So
Yeah, because you got to remember this is a Disney movie, right? So him telling him to go away, right? That was just their way of saying that, like, he was begging and pleading because in reality he would have just killed Pacho and his family just to get that property.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's a good thing you didn't.
He didn't, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
in real life, man, like, because this happened a lot throughout history. When a king or an emperor is like, no, I want your land, and if you're not going to take my money, well,
Oh,
I got to
yeah.
get rid of you some way. And that's what
Yeah.
they
I
did.
mean, in fairness, in real life, you can't get turned into a llama.
Yes, but
Right on.
the act of like, I want your land, that unfortunately that happened a lot throughout history.
no, but you could get turned into a pack animal,
Yeah, okay.
a slave
Oh, man.
essentially.
Oh god, it's a commentary. Oh shit. This thing's dark.
Also, I wonder if this is because remember they said Cusco was a child when he became emperor, right? Because I'm assuming his parents or grandparents died, so he became emperor, and Yzma basically became the empress. Because a baby's not going to really rule a country, right?
Right.
Can't do that. So it's kind of implied that Yzma may have been ruling the country until he got a certain age, and that's why she wants the power back.
The
Yeah.
evil old vizier,
Di-
dude. The
yeah,
the Jafar type.
I
Yeah.
wonder if this is a reference, sort of, to the Chinese Last Emperor movie / in real life of the Chinese
Yeah.
Last Emperor, because he was a child when he became emperor too.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I think he was like a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. The last of the Song Dynasty.
Yeah. So
That's
I
what the show Marco Polo is about. That.
Yeah, so I think they kind of took inspiration from that because it makes you wonder what if they were going to make this into a Chinese movie, but then they realized we have Mulan. Why are we doing that?
Which is probably the superior Chinese movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, we come to the restaurant where Cusco and Pacha go to get themselves some lunch before heading back to the palace again, only to run into Yzma and Kronk at the joint. Yeah, well, he was wearing Pacha's headgear and his poncho to help disguise his looks, because that restaurant prohibits animals from being brought in.
This little gag with the menus is so funny, dude.
Bro, then Kronk being in the kitchen and
Yeah.
knowing the food slang or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
Was it that they got rid of the actual chef, or was that his side gig that he needed for extra money?
Yeah. Well,
he goes into the kitchen for some reason, and like they're backed up, and someone thinks he's the chef, and he just takes over.
Yeah, this is the scene. Yeah, the chef is right there, and Kronk is right here. Yeah, it's because the chef was getting annoyed by Cusco, lecturing him a lot on how bad his food was, that he decided to leave the joint, and put Kronk in charge of running the place, which is kind of nuts. And how they executed the scene of his resignation, pouring gravy into his suitcase before taking off.
Is that dude smoking a cigarette?
Yeah,
He probably was, but knowing Disney, they either left it there on purpose, aka we accidentally animated this perfectly good-looking guy smoking the cigarette with smoke coming out.
Authentic Waffle House experience.
Yes. The animators snuck that in, those bastards. How dare they? AKA, we don't want to redo this and cost more money in our budget.
That's some good design, like good artwork. The fast food joint in ancient Peru or South America, wherever we at.
Yeah, like you couldn't do that joke in like Mulan or Aladdin, or well, I guess maybe in Aladdin because you got the genie, but like a more earnest Disney movie, it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Also, it would have been funny if the guy quits, but he said, "I'm retired now." He throws the thing as a reference to the Scarface movie. Remember that? He quits.
Oh yeah.
That would have been so hilarious. You guys need to come back into the kitchen and cook. He's like, "Nah, fuck that. I'm getting out of here. I fucking retire. You can't retire. You damn it."
Yeah.
That would have been funny if they did that. Obviously a PG version of that, but
yeah. Anyway, after going separate ways for temporarily, Cusco eventually discovered that Yzma was responsible for turning him into a llama, and which brings us to that scene where he was stuck in the rain and feeling gloomy. And then next day he reunites with Pacha out in the field of llamas, and where he was starting to admit that he has had enough of being one. Yeah. But soon as they started heading back to his place to get supplies, they learned from his villagers that Yzma and Kronk had already beaten them to the house, that they were busy looking for Cusco. Yeah. Yzma and Kronk were looking for him, and were trying to find him.
And Pacha believed in his wife and the kids, so they can handle it.
Yep. Yeah, they sure did. Yeah, they sure did.
Chicha.
Yeah, that's the wife. Yeah.
Damn right, you have a full house. What does chicha mean? I used to
Hang on.
work at a Peruvian restaurant. And we served a drink, chicha morada.
Y'all know about the art for the backgrounds?
Wow. Gotta be careful with all these trolls in the chat and stuff. Yeah.
Somebody you knew.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been putting up with trolls over the past couple of months.
You should have just sent me the link through Discord or Twitter.
Yeah, good point. I have sent you one.
Thank you for sending the link, Sergeant Garatina.
You're welcome. Anyway.
I actually didn't watch Crunks New Groove or The Emperor's New School.
I haven't seen him either, dude.
Like I watched some of Emperor's New School, but like it was on. It was nothing that I was excited to watch.
I didn't have no cable as a child.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, Pacha and Cusco eventually got back to the palace, where they were then confronted by Yzma in her secret lab. Yeah, they were looking for the potion that would help turn back to human.
John Goodman, man.
Yep.
I need him in another animated project before he goes.
Yeah, Monsters Inc.
No, something else. Something new. I didn't like James Earl Jones' performance in that terrible Lion King remake stuff thing. Just old.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I said before John Goodman gets too old and the voice ain't booming no more. But great character design. I mean, that contrast, like, I don't know, like llamas
Pacha has the dad calves.
Yeah, the contrast between him and Cusco. Yzma's a witch. Or she knows a witch.
Thank you for subscribing.
I don't know what the Mesoamerican equivalent of a witch is.
La bruja.
La bruja. Where Giratina go?
I love how adorable Cusco was when he got turned to a turtle in the film.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know he wanted to be a human. He wanted to be an emperor again, but I think I could have kicked it as a tiger or something.
Could have made it.
I do love when he's like, yeah, oh my god.
Yep. Yep.
What if he drunk all the potions, became a chimera? Oh snap! He could have became some Mayan deity dragon thing.
Yeah,
yep.
Like a Quetzalcoatl type reference.
Yeah.
Yep, here are the potions.
They could have done it. That would have been a cool little scene.
We got here octopus. So, like, does she have animals that aren't native to Peru?
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, octopi are not in Peru, right?
I don't know, man. They might be like, in the ocean.
Well, cows are essential.
That's definitely where they would be.
Yeah, even did show this stuff in real life as well. Yeah, the potions.
See, I don't know if I would have immediately recognized that as a llama. I might have picked that up and thought, I don't know, giraffe in a sweater or something.
I just thought it kind of looked like a donkey.
Donkey with
Yeah,
a long neck.
Now the leg's too short for a giraffe.
It's pretty. We really need to put some actual text labels on these things.
Yeah.
This whole scenario.
Yeah, that too.
OSHA would not permit this kind of shit.
Easily
Certainly
admitted
not.
she never liked his crunk spinach puffs.
Yeah. Yeah, poor Kronk. Luckily for Cusco, he and Pacha in the end were able to get the potion, and Cusco was able to return himself back to normal.
Boom, baby. And lived amongst the peasants. Well, he didn't live with them, but he was chilling with them. Character development.
Yeah. Yeah. He even apologized to the old man that he had thrown out the window as well.
He did. Cusco became a cool guy. Did the change wasn't sudden. Like he kind of like he was talking to Pacha. He was like, "Yeah, I decided to move." Cusco told me somewhere else. He's
Mhm.
like, I don't really like the spot anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and then but in the end he decided to move right next to that place on the hill that was on the right side of their house. Which also brings us to the end of the film at this scene right here.
Cusco.
That's his name, Cusco. Yeah, it was a great movie.
You threw off my groove. Like that's iconic line.
Beware the groove.
And like everybody was so polite. Like the dude was like, "I'm sorry, but you threw off the Emperor's groove." He's like, "I don't want to, do it, but rules are rules, man. It's either you or me."
Yeah. Thanks again, everybody.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. We might as well end it here, and I look forward to seeing you again, and maybe with any luck we could cover the spin-off Emperor's New School. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you again for coming on, everybody. And thanks for again.
Another successful stream.
Yep.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah. And AJ, let me get your channel up and going. I'll need to get your link in.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, man. I was at work. Then we had a meeting afterwards.
Oh, no problem. I'm just glad you came. I always enjoy having new company.
I'm always down to talk Disney.
That's good. That's cool.
Same.
Yep. The Disney that was once a legend.
Man.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, people. Well, I will see you all soon.
Same here.
All right. Take care, all.
Are we
Thanks
leaving?
for-
Bye, everybody.
Here we go. I found your channel, AJ. Here you go.
Jake, friend of the channel.
Yep.
All right. Here you go. Folks, be sure to subscribe to our new guest tonight, Abomination AJ, and here's the link. Thanks again, guys.
Appreciate
Time to-
y'all. Man.
Yep, it's time to close shop.
Bye, everybody.
See you
Take care.
guys.
All right. See ya.
See ya.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
Say